mystical story. This time it's a game story. Many people now are addicted to games, so this story is doubly interesting. I start my story, but be careful. This video is very dangerous for children under 12 years. Have you ever heard about Lavender Town? The phenomenon of the Lavender Town is legend based on a series of sudden deaths and several diseases that swept through Japan. They say that's due a series of games called Pokemon, in particular with the first two games of the series Green and Red. The first mention of Lavender Town and about related events were registered a few months after the release of the Red and Green games for the Game Boy console. These video games were enormously popular with children from the 7 to 12 years, and it's not surprising that the damage done to the game was very cruel. In the game, the player assumes the role of a coach tasked with catching, fattening, and training wild creatures, Pokemons. This series of games, given their reputation and golden and serious version, anime, mangas, figures, became one of the most popular franchises. In one of the part of the games, the coach comes a small and lost Lavender Town. This town is one of the smallest places, but with a huge cemetery containing the graves of hundreds of dead Pokemons. But it seems to me that the children didn't die from this, they died from the music that was playing in the background. I found this music and added to this story. Attention, remove children and nerves from the screen, because the Lavender Town syndrome is true. because the story is still ongoing. I mentioned about the Lavender Town syndrome. Prominent symptoms of this syndrome is migraines, bleeding from the eyes and ears, irritability, mood swings, unjustified aggression, mania to the video game, and 67 desire for suicide. Although these things were identified on children from the 7 to 12 years reached the town and in most cases played in the headphones. However, the developer Don said in the interview that the first version of the music in the red and green version was an experiment with binaural beats, with different fragments of sound playing alternately. In each of the headphones, the music has different psychological effects on the player. In most versions, the player becomes restless, full of fear, and kind of crazy. Children's brains were damaged, but it went unnoticed since the human ears can detect such subtle effects, and children who are victims in the end would have physiological and mental injuries, and because of this, nearly all of them committed suicide. The goal of all the above, unlike many other factors leading to Lavender Town syndrome, is unknown. In the story of Lavender Town also has some other physiological details. Pathological. There are only three: a ghost, white hand, and buried alive, but about them I am not going to tell, because we're all dead here for Lavender Town, not for this nonsense.